No!
How about this? The U.S. Park Police are...
Let's start by storming Blackgate!
The Night House is a 2021 film starring Rebecca Hall, who plays a woman that unfortunately has to deal with the loss of her spouse. This is a film that I had no clue really what it was about, other than that it was marketed as like a horror thriller type movie. But I'll be honest, whenever I did see the trailer, I would kind of tune out. Not because I didn't think it looked fascinating, but because I was like, I know I'm going to watch it and I want to be surprised. So don't really know how spoilerish the trailer is, but I will say this. Go into this movie knowing as little as possible, because if you go in with really any expectations, I think it kind of ruins the experience, because going into the movie, all I knew was simply what I had just told you guys, as well as that it stars Rebecca Hall, who I've been a big fan of ever since I saw The Prestige. Like, I'll never forget when I first saw that movie early high school. So at this point, it's probably, what, like a decade ago? I'll never forget when I saw a performance, and I was like, this is such a unique performance. I love what she's giving. And then ever since I've seen that performance, I've been on the lookout for her, and I always like seeing her in movies. Like, you know, she's cropped up in like The Town, Iron Man 3, you know, movies like that. She always crops up, and it's nice to see her, but she's never really given a chance to have a lead role, and I'm very happy to say that she is in the lead role, and she does an incredible job. I really think that she did an incredible job with all that she brought. Like, I really did buy her as someone that was going through a lot of depression and dealing with also anxiety, and also, unfortunately, trying to cope with the loss of someone. I mean, this is a heavy movie in that regards, and for a genre piece, you're really not expecting that. You know, you're expecting more of like the thrills and chills, but it's very nice to see a movie that is, from frame one, similar to like The Green Knight, from frame one, you can tell you're in the hands of an auteur. This movie is literally trying to drench you and make you feel like you are in the lead character's shoes. Not for 1 second did I always say, oh, I know what's going on. No, at all times, I always felt like I was in the mindset of the lead character. And I think that that's important. You know, the drab cinematography, I think, was very effective. You know, there's a lot of gray and light blue that's utilized in the movie. I think that that works really well because it makes you feel like, again, that it's a very depressive environment, which, again, makes sense when you think about it, because a lot of the times this character is obviously going through that. Now, also, there are times where there are, you know, usage of other colors, such as like red, and obviously red usually means that something is about to happen, violence or, you know, anger, and I felt that that was really effective too. It added a sense of, again, dread. Really liked that. I also liked the way it was edited. The movie definitely has a lot of long takes, at least longer takes, I should say, because I feel like the average length of a shot these days is usually like 2 seconds, but a lot of times the shot composition was at least 5 to 10 seconds, which I think is definitely effective, because again, it's holding in that feeling of the tensity, and I really liked that. Also, it's worth noting that this movie, as I mentioned earlier, really puts you in the shoes of this lead character, but more to the point, it's a movie that the story and the messages and themes are all interwoven with each other. You know, you get a healthy dosage of just depression, loss, and just anxiety throughout this movie. I have gone through depression myself and anxiety, and I have to say, definitely felt that while watching this movie, because you're not quite sure what's real and what is. And I think that that's important with a movie like this, because you can look at it in a couple different ways, this movie. In fact, on the way home, my fiance and I, we were talking about this movie, and we both got 2 different interpretations from it. And it's great to be able to see a movie like this that has that, where you can watch a movie with someone else, and 2 different people are going to like it, but get 2 different things from it. I think that that adds an extra layer to the movie. And I think that that's something that also you don't really get, unfortunately, in mainstream cinema. And I know that this is technically an independent movie, but it did get a wide release. And I know that it's not going to do that well, unfortunately. But more movies like this should be made. More movies that really put you in the shoes of the characters and also just give a sense of originality. Like, again, you could easily possibly say that you've seen this type of movie before, but the way it's executed definitely makes it feel fresh and invigorating, and I think that that's important. Also, the ending, I've heard some people say that they thought it was safe. I personally disagree, because I feel like the ending itself is hitting home what I don't want to spoil here, but it definitely is hitting home something that I do think is important to get across. And again, I just feel like it's an important movie overall. Again, not spoiling anything, so I don't want to go too in depth. In terms of negatives, because, you know, I do want to wrap it up for you guys, because, again, I feel like you guys should just watch it. No spoilers whatsoever. But to wrap things up, I think the only issue I have is that there were a couple instances where I did feel like the pacing was a bit slow early on, but for the most part, I was engaged. I was riveted in my seat. I've seen now officially 50 2021 movies. This is definitely up there. This is definitely one of the better ones I've seen, and I hope to see it, be at least an honorable mention by the end of this year on my top 10 lists for 2021. But guys, The Night House, again, I would highly recommend it. I'm going to be giving The Night House a 4.25 out of 5-star rating, which, for those like a hot sauce rating, it's the good old Louisiana Pure Crystal hot sauce. So, yeah, just going to leave it there. I would highly recommend you guys check it out. And also, if you have seen it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and if you guys want to talk spoilers, comment section down below, and I'll catch you guys later.